Hello everybody and welcome back to DillonCOYS. Wow, yes, a lovely, just absolutely beautiful display from Spurs in that 3-0 win against West Ham in the London Stadium. It's about time we won away at their stadium because we hadn't won away at this in the league since like 2019, and that was when Mourinho took charge of us, which is absolutely ridiculous thinking about it. It was a game of two halves today. We didn't have a fantastic first half starting off. We were definitely the better team by a mile. We just couldn't really, we were just a bit sluggish and slow starting off. We could not seem to break through them. But when we did from a corner, it was very controversially disallowed. I don't think it was a disallowed worthy goal at all. I thought it was a clean goal. The keeper was pushed, and I think it was Fernandez. They were all pushed, which made it look like Walker Peters got thrown on the floor, which it was quite the opposite, if anything. He was actually trying to drag Romero down on the floor by pulling his shirt. But I can't complain too much now looking at the scoreline, but I'm still frustrated that how in 2025 we've still got appalling officiating like this. It should never be happening, ever. But nonetheless, we won 3-0. The second half made no subs from Thomas Frank, which was fair play. He still kept things going, and we did eventually break through from a corner finally, because we just seemed to be dominating the corner statistical game. And Xavi Simons, who made his debut for Spurs today, also got his first assist for the club when he found Pat Matassar on the far post, and he headed it straight home into the back of the net. It was very satisfying watching that finally go in. And not too long after that, Bergvall with a kind of Van Persie-esque. It kind of reminded me of that long cross from the sort of centre half of the pitch by Christian Romero to find Bergvall, who was through on goal, ran past all of the West Ham defenders, and he just headed it over the keeper. It just sort of floated in. It was a beautiful goal, very satisfying. And then only a few minutes later, to finish it off, Bergvall again found Van de Ven in the middle of the box after a bit of a scramble, and Van de Ven just slotted it into the bottom left-hand corner, and the keeper was never going to get to it. At that point, I knew it was done. I can't forget as well the red card that was done on, I think it's Paulinho, by Thomas Souček for West Ham. It was a terrible tackle. If you look back at the replay, you'll see that his sock around his shin literally got ripped open above his shin pad as well. It was a poor tackle. The referee did not hesitate to pull out the red card, and it's about time that we got a good decision like that our way. It definitely influenced the game a little bit, I think, with West Ham already 1-0 down at that point, but I mean, it was a building that was already finally falling down at the end of the day. So I think 3-0, we deserved it big time. We were the better team all game. West Ham definitely had a few good moments. I think Kyle Walker-Peters, the former Spurs player, was probably the best one on the pitch, as well as Bowen and Paqueta. All three of their best players shined a lot more on the pitch today, and the question is for West Ham, is it going to be enough for them this season? I don't think so. I think they're really going to struggle. They're flirting with relegation now as it speaks. I think they're in the bottom three. But nonetheless, I'm going to get into my ratings for the match today. Starts off by Vicario in goal. Excellent game from him today. He didn't have to do too much, but 4 saves. I can't help but deny he did have a pretty solid game. I'm going to give it an 8.5. Didn't have too much to do. Jed Spence, who was probably harshly booked at some point in the game. I can't remember when it was about. He was booked. He didn't deserve that. He had a pretty good link up with Xavi Simons all game. Fortmob was harshly given him a 6.5. I'm going to give him a 7. He had a few sloppy moments, but he definitely made a difference in the game. So a 7 out of 10 for him from me. Van de Ven as well on the centre back, got a goal, as we know. He did come off the last 10 minutes of the game, but yeah, our centre backs, they were just so solid today, so solid. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Romero also getting an assist as well from that amazing cross to Bergvall, who ended up finishing it with his head. Just amazing, absolutely amazing. So I mean, Romero again, another player, he just really does feel like a captain. He's been showing that the last few matches. I absolutely love Romero. I love what he's doing for this club. He is a proper leader in that dressing room. I can sense it just on the pitch, so I can't imagine how it would be in the dressing room. But for him, he's also a 9 out of 10 for me. Just amazing. Pedro Porro as well, the birthday boy. It was his birthday today that I heard, so big up for him. He was another player who definitely made himself known in the back. Wasn't quite like Spence, with sort of link up between him and Kudus, Porro and Kudus, but it was a solid performance from him as well. I can't fault it, so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. So starting off with midfield, we've got Sarr, Paulinho and Bergvall, but I'm going to start off with Pat Matassar. Yeah, just ridiculous from Pat Matassar. He, as we know, scored the first goal. It was a lovely header. It was attempted to be cleared out, but it just hit the roof of the net. But yeah, Sarr was another player who was just, everyone was absolutely excellent. I can't really fault many of the players here today, but Sarr just very controlling in midfield. It's how we looked all game. I'm going to give Sarr an 8 out of 10. And I'm moving straight on to Paulinho. Paulinho, to me, he was absolutely amazing. He really does feel like a defensive midfielder. He's just a unit. Once he's got the ball, it's you kind of get the sense it's very hard to take it off him, and that's how it felt all game for Paulinho. Just a solid centre mid game today for him. So I'm going to give him also. I'm actually going to give him an 8.5 out of 10 for me. I think just because of how aggressive he looked in the midfield. If you watch the game, you'll just see how much of sort of a leader he sort of came in. He looks like he's holding that midfield in place, and he does it very well. So yeah, an 8.5 out of 10 for him for me. Moving on to Lucas Bergvall, the last player in the centre mid. Bergvall for me, he was man of the match today. He was absolutely amazing. He got a goal and an assist. He was just on fire, absolutely on fire. He made himself known everywhere all damn game. 24 out of 27 accurate passes. He was just a brilliant player all game. If you watch the highlights, it might even be able to show, I don't know when it will come out, but you'll be able to see just how much of an impact he made. He came off with 10 minutes to go, and it really did signify that. You could tell that he wasn't playing anymore because the game looked very flat from that point on. But I do love Bergvall. I love his energy. I love his long throws that he does as well. He does them very well. But yeah, big up to him. I'm going to give Bergvall a 9.5 out of 10. Then next, Xavi Simons. He probably could have been my man of the match as well. He made his Tottenham Hotspur debut today, Premier League debut for Spurs. First game, he actually got an assist as well. First assist of the game, and he assisted Sarr for that corner that he took. Him and Spence linking up, fantastic all game. Looked so dangerous. Just ridiculous all game. For me, I'm probably going to have to give him a 9 out of 10 for his impact, instant impact that he's made throughout the Premier League so far. So big up to him. He was another player who came off 20 minutes to go. I think either Odobert or Richarlison replaced him. But it was just a joy to watch. So I'm looking forward to seeing him more. So like I said, my rating, 9 out of 10. Next was Matty's Tell. It was really unfortunate. I was very excited to see Matty's Tell actually starting out in the striker position because I thought he needs a big confidence boost. He's been struggling so much recently, and I think a big confidence boost right now would for him to get a goal. And then at some point in the game before half time, he looked like he picked up a knock, which wasn't good, wasn't nice to see. He did struggle a little bit all game, unfortunately. He definitely made a few good runs though. He just wasn't where he needed to be throughout the game. So I think I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. I still believe in Tell. Just need to give him a chance. I think he did actually at some point move to the left-hand side towards the end of the game. But ultimately, he was taken off with 10 minutes to go. I think as well, the Champions League squad's coming out and Odobert going to be playing instead of him. I think Tell will probably get a bit more game time. Hopefully that he's not injured now. So yeah, for me, probably going to go 6.5 out of 10 for Matty's Tell. And then finally, in the starting 11, Mohamed Kudus. The West Ham fans were really giving him a lot of stick throughout the entire 90 minutes. He played the entire 90 minutes, but once they were 3-0 down, they weren't even booing him when he had the ball anymore. I think they'd given up at that point. But Kudus had a decent game. A few moments where he lost the ball, but he was another player who was driving it very comfortably, and it was good to watch him play, making some good crosses up there with Xavi Simons on the other side. It was good to watch. I think maybe his performance was a little bit hindered based on the fact that he was playing against his former club and they were really driving into him. But he loved it at the end. You could see him smiling when he was taking the corners when we were winning at that point. I think he loved it, but I loved it too. I'm going to give Kudus a 7.5 out of 10. Now, Odobert, Danzo and Johnson only came on with 10 minutes to go, and at that point there was nothing really in the game at all, so I won't give them ratings today, but I will give Richarlison and Udogie ratings as they came on in the last 20 minutes. Now, I'll start off immediately with Udogie. It still felt like I was watching Spence play, to be honest with you. Him and Richarlison on that left-hand side were pretty decent. I know West Ham pretty much held their hands up at that point, so it's a bit unfair to say maybe, but he came on, he's back from injury. Wouldn't mind him playing a bit more. He's a decent player. He's only 22. We've got to give him time as well. He's another player, but I loved watching him play in those last 20 minutes. He didn't have a bad game. I'm just going to give him a 7 out of 10. And then finally, Richarlison. Richarlison, I mean, he didn't really have much to do either. He was another player who had played in the striking role. There was probably one or two moments where he probably should have had a shot, but I can't blame him too much. You can't really blame him too much, to be honest. That long to go. So, I mean, for him, I'm just going to give him a 6.5 out of 10 because he didn't do too much either. He was all right with the ball, just sort of finishing with it. He's had a decent start to the season, so hopefully he can also bounce back, as well as Kolo Muani, who might start our next Champions League game, which I'm very looking forward to doing a live stream on. Watch along, definitely keep tuned, keep yourself notified. We're going to be having a lot more more content coming up on the channel soon, a lot more games, especially as now that finally the international break's over. More Champions League. Champions League is back. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. Check out the socials description. I hope you enjoyed today's video and the game as well. Let me know who your man of the match was in the comments below. But thank you very much for watching. Come on, you Spurs.